Hey guys, welcome to our Sometimes Tuesday Paint-A-Palooza. We go live on Tuesdays when we have time, and we paint the things that have sold from our thrifting adventures. Everything that you're going to see us paint today, except for possibly the garden utensil that Deb's going to paint, has already sold. So we've got to get that done so we can get it to the shop. We just came down off the mountain like an hour ago.
Maybe.
Jack is back at school. We've eaten lunch, and we're going to paint for a couple hours before we load back up and get back up the mountain for deer season. So we're excited to be here. I'm excited to not be in a UTV doing this, going down a bumpy road. I don't mind it. It's beautiful up the canyon. If you guys want to follow along, make sure you're following Instagram or Facebook stories. I'm sharing tons of content, and we will have a video out next week on the Jamie and Zeb channel.
Don't worry if you're anti-hunting. There will be not really. I mean, we do have our firearms with us while we're filming on the mountain, but that's about it.
We will not be filming any actual hunting or harvesting of animals because that's not my jam. But we will share lots of beautiful footage. Oh, this is dried out. Can you grab me the other plaster over there?
Yeah.
So if you want to shop any of our paint and products, they're available at jamierayvintage.com. The items that we're painting, like I said, have already sold, but there are plenty of things on the website that say will be painted. So if you ever want to search makeover, the word makeover or will be painted, you can see what would still be available. And we always, if something sells, we hurry up and get it finished.
Mostly what that video will show is
we were talking about painting. So on the Jamie and Zeb channel.
Yes, Jamie and Zeb channel. Mostly what that video on the Jamie and Zeb, and that's all it's called, Jamie and Zeb. That's the channel. All you're going to see is like #1 reason why you need to visit Utah end of September. For sure. It is so pretty. You're not going to see views like that anywhere else in the world because it's pretty unique mountain range.
Because it's the West.
And topography is different than like if you were even back east or in Europe. They have really tall, beautiful mountains, but they're different.
You get the sagebrush and the dried grass, and you get the rock outcroppings that are amazing. And our mountains are very vertical, so they go up. Like you can be in the canyon, and then the mountain goes up 4,000 or 5,000 feet because we're already like down in the valley here. We're like 4,600 feet. And then as high as we haven't been higher than like what 9,000 feet this week.
I think Jack and I have been watching it, and the highest we've been was 8,700 feet.
But that's like not the top.
The mountains go up to 11,500 where we're hunting at. So and it's well above the tree line. We're not even getting close. So Delia actually hiked up there. What, Wednesday to Thursday?
No, Saturday.
Was it Saturday?
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's been all a blur. Crazy. We've been so busy. It's football season, and then we've also been doing videos. Tomorrow we will have Waste Not Wednesday. Yesterday we got our thrifting video up. We will also have a video out on Thursday. Thursday is the last day of the hunt, but we will film tomorrow morning and before and after Waste Not Wednesday and get a video up.
If you've noticed, Thursday. We're not really into missing videos.
No. Well, we got to pay bills. Got to keep the shop rolling. Also, exciting news, guys.
Is it exciting, or is everybody going to fight and argue about it?
We have a restock for many Iron Orchid Designs items that have been out of stock.
Out of stock since like the first day of the spring release.
But they only allowed us to buy 12 of each transfer, and then we will be restocking again on Friday. So if you miss out, no worry. We will be getting more on Friday. But they told everybody they can only get 12 of each transfer, which isn't very many. And now that I've already finally started painting after all the yucking.
I've been busy, but I'm going to tell them what I'm doing in a minute.
I've got cottage color and plaster. This is going to be for decor only, and I'm going to get this middle painted, and then I'll either transfer or stamp it and then paint the handlebars.
Okay, I have some air dry clay out. This is also made by Iron Orchid Designs. Great stock on that as far as I know. And I'm using it. This mirror had a big broken piece. It was an awesome little plaster mirror, a little bit older, probably vintage. I wouldn't necessarily say antique, and then the top of it was broken out where the hanging hardware is. So I'm just using this air dry clay to kind of piece some I don't know. I'm hand molding it. It's not going to be as elegant or as ornate, but once I paint it gold, you probably won't really notice.
So yesterday, I left Eliza and Zeb up the mountain and brought Jack and Redrick down for football. And I got a manicure and a pedicure while football was happening. I also brought them back dinner and some extra groceries and things, but
we're only hunting about 45 minutes away from the house.
It's an hour.
Well, if you hit, because of the leaves changing, there is actual like stop and go traffic up the mountain right
It's
now.
also, it's just really windy road. When I drive, it takes me an hour, but yeah, it's not that bad. So we've been going back and forth. Checking on my mom, checking on the house, doing work stuff.
Odelia's been home.
Yeah, I got my stencils designed up and to the graphic designer for next month's subscription stencils. And I've got to be on top of it because we're going to England in like 16 days. And then we'll be gone until the 28th of October. And so I've got to get this one done. So that way, before we go to England, I can get the next month's done.
Okay. So I got my fingers wet, almost like working with slip or clay. And I'm just kind of massaging these creases and cracks from adding this clay on here because I did it in a few different pieces.
You could make a mold of the bottom of it if you wanted to make an exact.
Yeah, you
but
could.
For what we would spend on the mold making supplies,
if it was a bigger mirror, for sure.
Yeah.
But it's pretty small, so we're just gonna do our best with some hand molding and a fork. And I'm using, this is Type Bond 2 wood glue.
Linda says the Wasatch Range is stunning year round. Yes, the Wasatch Range where we are hunting is beautiful all the time. It is a very pretty area to hike and to be in. We spend more time, I feel like, in the fall.
If you're familiar with the Wasatch Range, we've been hunting underneath Mount Timpanogos, which is the second tallest mountain in the range.
Yep.
And the hunting really does feel, I think I mentioned it in the video, you'll probably hear me say it like 6 times because we've been filming over the course of like a week, but the hunting feels like a side quest. The main quest is the leaves in the mountain.
It's a good thing that it's a side quest because we've not been very successful. Zeb did get a shot off today and missed.
Yeah, it was high.
But ironically, like we were all there and if I look tired, I am. We've been hiking all over the mountain and we were driving back to base camp. And just on the side of the road, just $3 being like, hey, what's up? So we get out, we're doing it. And then anyway, Zeb gets a shot off, he misses. And then we thought we heard him. So we were like going down to see where they were at. And there's just 2 giant moose, a cow and a bull moose.
No, they were both bulls.
Both bulls.
One was just like one little raghorn off the side.
So a baby, not really quite full grown.
Yeah.
But totally unfazed by the fact that a muzzle loader just went off. They're like, we're not in season, so we're just going to eat our snack and look at you. And they were beautiful. And Zeb was filming them, and I'm just like, oh, we need to go because they're ginormous. Even the smaller one was ginormous. But it is amazing to see. We have seen a mountain goat. We've seen a ton of wild turkeys. We've probably seen 25 deer. We've only seen 4 bucks, I think, and then the 2 moose. Thank goodness we have not seen any bears or mountain lions.
They are there.
No bobcats. All right. This is all painted up. Does Zeb get the jitters? No.
No.
Eliza did, though.
Eliza did. I was like, because on these bucks, I was like, Eliza, you ready? Because she had a better view of them than I did. I was like peeking over the bushes trying to get there. And she had like a clear view off to the side. And I'm like, can you see him? You got a shot? You got a good shot? And we're probably only 35, 40 yards away. Which is why I was high, because I put it right where I thought I needed to have it, and I'm zeroed in at 100 yards.
And I was behind, so I couldn't take a shot. To be honest, Zeb's probably the better hunter, but I'm the better shot.
But Eliza got nervous.
She's a good shot, but
she's like, Dad, I'm like, Eliza, like we're all done. We're looking for like where the deer went, and I have already seen the moose. I'm like, why didn't you shoot, sis? Why didn't you take a shot? She's like, I thought you wanted to. I'm like, well, you had the better shot, and I asked you like 3 times if you had a shot, and you said yes. And then you're like, no, you go, Dad.
Yes, you always have to have your sidearm ready for mountain lion and for bears.
Well, the mountain lions, you don't see them until they're there. Like you won't. They're super sneaky.
They're honestly, as many mountain lions we have, I would be remiss in not having a sidearm when you're deep in the woods anywhere, because they are used to people.
Well, they'll come down in people's backyards there at the bottom of the range, and they're just chilling, hanging out, eating house cats and little dogs off the back porch.
Thank you, Mary Ellen. She said that she lives in Michigan and that her heart hurts for the people affected by the shooting. Yes, and the fire. That it has been a whirlwind of a few weeks for those of us in Utah. If you guys are not familiar with what happened, there was a shooting in Michigan at the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, which we are members of. And my daughter actually served her mission in Michigan, so very, very close to home. So just keeping everybody in our prayers and just being kind to the world around us, because it's crazy. And we're not here to discuss politics, so please don't bring that up. But I just wanted to let you guys know that we have been thinking about that and praying. And we spent a lot of time very quiet on the mountain. So we've had lots of time to reflect and also be comforted by a Father in heaven who has made us just the most beautiful world to live in. All right, side note, I'm using juniper. I'm going to paint both of these Lazy Susans in juniper.
All right, this is not going quite how I wanted, but I kind of just followed some lines here so it didn't just look like a blob of plaster up top. I'm going to get some gold on here, and then we'll maybe reconvene with some carving as it dries. We have gold out? We don't.
Are you going to be bringing things home from England again? Yes, we are. We ship UPS. UPS is still running. We might ship, if I have 2 seconds to myself. Before we go, I want to possibly get in touch with a company that does like container shipping, that does not full loads of containers, and see what we could do there. We probably would still bring a lot home in our suitcases. We are going to have to be savvy shoppers because there are tariffs. It's my understanding that the tariffs you pay is based off of what you spend. So that's what we need to find out, because value to me would all be relative, right? It's different if there's like a certain price attached to it, but it should be what you bought it for, which usually isn't much. So we need to get all that worked out. But yes, we will be bringing stuff home from England, doing our best. We actually next week will have some things from England that we didn't list last trip, getting those up on the website before
I have a box full of copper that has needed some repairs, and I was going to do some repairs, and you know how things happen with me. I don't always get to all the projects I want to do because I'm one person and need about 4 or 5 of me.
Yeah, we also have, I think, some enamel that we're going to get done.
Yep. So it's going to get cleaned up, might get like a light polish, but mostly just cleaned, and we'll list it. And they'll probably, there's some of the pieces are amazing and super old, but also most of them have some sort of damage on them. So might be some bargains in the mix.
Hello, Stacy from Ohio. My sister Renee's coming. Our church has general conference this weekend in Salt Lake, and it's where all the members from all over the world either tune in, watch on the radio, watch on YouTube, or come to the conference. They can fit, 20,000 people in the conference center?
I think 25-ish.
A lot.
20,
so my sister's coming out from UMed to watch that, so I'm excited to see my sister Renee. And just sit around and listen to all the speakers. It'll be good. I'm ready for a chill weekend. Debbie Rose says she loves my overalls. Thank you. I have not linked these yet, but if you guys have not started following me on LTK, which is Like to Know It, you should, because I share photos often, and I've been linking my very favorite outfits on LTK. It's a place where I can be affiliates for brands that wouldn't even give me the time of day, but I can actually earn commission, whereas I normally wouldn't. And I think I've made like $30. So
we were up on the mountain, and she felt like she was looking especially cute in her hunting outfit, which she was. And so she's like, I really like these boots. And so she took a picture of the boots.
The boots I had.
Jamie she's been through about 5 or 6 pair of boots that for hiking that have not.
I'm very
They've
particular
not
about
made the
comfort.
grade. Like if they're not comfy or rub a sore spot like in the first mile or so, they're out.
Yeah.
And these ones just fit her really well.
I didn't have any like breaking in pain.
They're waterproof.
Yeah, they're great. I will also, we took pictures up there. I don't think I've put any except for maybe in stories. I'll share a picture with my outfit that we wore for pictures on my LTK. So I'm trying to
Sunday afternoon, we just went up with the kids and took family pictures.
Yeah, because we had our camper up there already and we've had a base camp set up. So Delia came back to stay with grandma and the dogs, and the rest of us stayed the night on Sunday because the kids didn't have school on Monday. And Jack's only in elementary school, so he's actually missed like 2 days total, 2 half days.
Eliza was complaining about that. I'm like, Eliza, Jack could miss probably 2 to 3 weeks and not be affected by missing school and his grades. He's the kid in class that like gets his work done in class, never brings homework home, and always helps everybody around him get their work done too.
Well, I told him today to make sure that he gets Thursday's work because he'll probably miss all day. Thursday is the last day of the season unless this is one of my new.
Did you get stuff on your shirt?
Sleeve shirt, yeah, and it's white, of course.
You need like a full length like medical?
I need a body condom is what I need. See if I can get this off of here. This shirt is actually just from Amazon.
You need a lab coat. That's the word I was looking for.
They're my favorite. They're like these ribbed shirts. I have 4 or 5 long sleeve and short sleeve. Thank you, Connie. She said, sorry to hear about the death of our senior pastor. So we have a president of our church. He is our prophet, and he actually just passed away the night before the shooting. He was 101 years old. So while we are sad he's gone, nobody was shocked, and I don't think anybody was. Some people might have been devastated, but I mean, 101 years, that's amazing. So it was just one of those things you kind of expected to happen, but we're excited. We have a new president coming up. Fun fact, President Nelson was the first surgeon to do open heart surgery, and he pioneered that. He did over 6,000 surgeries, several very high profile
like surgeries, high risk and weird scenarios.
And having a dad who had quadruple bypass, I am ever so thankful for the medical advancements in heart surgery. So, all right, I think I'm going to have to bleach this. This cottage color does not like to come off.
Well, I'm almost done painting this gold. Then we have this. We have 2 Lazy Susans coming up. And
I already base coated them.
Oh, you already base coated both Lazy Susans?
That's why I got myself.
I've been busy plastering a mirror. And then this sold. This it's like a lighthouse clock with a compass behind the clock mechanism. It's pretty cool. It's all embroidered. We're going to pull that out and paint the frame. I found that at the Goodwill bins.
Sticky residue back here.
I'm almost done painting this. It's actually super detailed and deep detail.
Panda says, my son lives in Utah and I love visiting Utah. It's so beautiful and the weather is awesome. Well, I mean, the weather is awesome if you like snow in the winter. I'm not a fan. It's
actually pretty awesome. Like we don't get rain from like end of May to September, probably. Maybe like 1 or 2 little storms.
So we have lots of sunshine in the summer.
Yeah, it's pretty much sunshiny all summer. And it really only hits 100 for like a week.
Yeah, we had pretty mild summer this year. I am not a fan of winter, so I'm actually super excited because we have a trip in October. We'll go to England, and it usually is about the same or cooler. Like if it gets really cold here, it's not as cold in England. And then in November, we'll be in Arizona. December, we're going to be in California. And then I got to last till February. We'll be back in California. And then we'll see peaks of spring. So I feel like I can make it. My seasonal depression will be at bay because I know I have trips coming up. And of course, every time we travel, we will be thrifting. Although I don't know for Thanksgiving that we will even have time.
I know we're doing 2 Thanksgivings. We're helping Jamie's sister with her in-laws Thanksgiving. And then we're doing Jamie's family's Thanksgiving all in the same weekend. Ironically, not actually on Thanksgiving, on Friday and Saturday.
If we wind up staying a few extra days, I guess we could hit thrift stores. So I don't know if we'll hit any.
So you can definitely see the repair because it took this golden ticket patina on there better. But once I get a second coat on here, I think it'll be less noticeable, and then we'll dark wax it, and we'll be good to go.
Did you prep the Lazy Susans? We cleaned them, and the smaller one got sanded because it was MDF and it had some
bubbling.
But the cottage color doesn't need sanding unless it's like super, super shiny, which neither of them were. And then right now I'm doing a recipe holder. Somebody did a burnt theme on this. That's why it looks like a cheetah.
It's a Japanese woodworking term. They do it to kind of seal the wood.
Well, that's when they do that's when they do the whole thing.
That's pretty much all done. They just didn't
Okay.
get it all. But that actually seals the wood pores, and you don't have to seal it when you burn the wood. A lot of people do seal over that, but.
House Home Grandma says, from the heat state of Ohio, go Buckeyes. So Stacy said go Bucks, and I thought she was referring to like the Bucks that were running away from us and we weren't getting any. I was like, rude. Maybe she's vegan. But then I scrolled back
also
and
fine.
I saw also fine
care.
too. We love everybody, vegans, megans, all of the people. Anyways, but it says from the heat. Anyways, I didn't see the Buckeyes above there, so now I understand the go Bucks, the Ohio Buckeyes. I would say that we're like kind of Utah and BYU fans, but not really crazy. We're Lehigh fans.
I grew up a U of A fan because I grew up in Arizona, and a lot of my mom's family is like from southern Arizona, Tucson area.
And I actually don't give one lick of care about college sports unless one of my kids happens to play them. So right now I'm a huge Lehigh fan because my kids play for Lehigh, and I've been watching Lehigh football for the better part of 11 or 12 years. I've had somebody in the youth league and then moved on to high school. We started watching high school football in 2016. So 9 years we've been watching Lehigh high school football.
Yep.
And it's likely to continue.
This is going to get the better of me.
Stacy said, LOL, not vegan here. Just love the Buckeyes. Hey, no shade there. I actually did.
Listen, we grow the most giant garden you've ever seen.
Yeah, we like vegetables too.
I mean, I'm sure there's other giant gardens out there, but it's big.
Yeah, we do. We grow more garden than we have time for. Our chickens delight in the garden we don't get to.
So let me bring this close so you can also share in my struggle. There is a tiny little bolt back here that holds this middle hand on. So we have the hour, minute, and seconds hand. Well, the minute hand is just kind of free floating, chilling out back here. And there's like a little nut that is underneath this one that I can't get to. And this won't pop off, I don't think, without breaking it. So anyway, I'm trying to like screw it on with my fingernails and it's not working. We'll get it in a minute.
I'm going to heat gun the raffia off of this bunny, and then I'm probably just going to paint the bunny plaster, I think. Jennifer, Caitlin just dropped the link. So if you click that, you should be able to find my like to know it. Let me know if you cannot. Cheryl said, I was just watching you two in your garden when you two came on. If I had more time, I would spend hours. This summer, we seem to be busier than normal, and I don't know why. But it's
because the kids are all almost teenagers. Jack is our youngest, and they're all super busy.
Yeah, but I love the garden. I can't get enough of being in it. Now, I don't love pulling weeds, and I don't want to be in there when it gets too hot. But I do love gardening. One of the things that's been nice since it's cooled off, I have dahlias in the front yard in my front planters. And they have really started showing off since it's gotten cool. So that's been nice. We only have another few weeks really of like flowers, and then it'll probably all start.
By the time we get to mid-October, we are at risk of frost. Yeah. So we got like 2 weeks.
We might go ahead and get the garden out before we go to England, but probably not.
I usually do it when we get back, because the tomatoes, because they're in there so thick, the ones down in the middle will survive a lot of frost. All right, since this is kind of like a naval coastal type theme, I'm going with Pacific. It works for fall stuff. And I think this is a little bit lighter blue. I think it's going to play well with this blue ribbon that's on here. I might do some white dry brushing on it also to kind of give it that beachy driftwood feel. It's a tall ask for this oak frame, but we'll try.
I'm just heat gunning off hot glue so I can paint this. In case you're wondering why I'm heat gunning something I have not painted yet, I'm going to get a paper towel. The other thing, if you follow me on LTK, when my favorite brands are having sales, I will try to drop links of the things that I've ordered, because by the time I get them and take pictures of myself in them, they're usually not on sale anymore. And I'm a pretty avid sale shopper. And my, like, I guess game plan, since we were just talking about football, my game plan is I usually buy anything that I think I might want. And then when it comes in, I try it on, and then I send back what doesn't work for me.
Yeah, since COVID happened, most companies have a pretty robust online system with especially clothing.
That have big profit margins are
the clothing people are pretty good about taking stuff back, or Amazon.
It actually does make it hard for smaller companies like us, because if I took returns on everything, I would lose my shirt, because we do not get the shipping deals. I love veggies very much as a side with a steak or pork chops. I personally did not eat meat for 4 years in high school. I just didn't want to. Oh. But I also wasn't a very healthy eater, so it's not.
Mostly you ate like quesadillas.
I ate a lot of cheese
grilled
pizza.
cheese
I was not
and
vegan.
macaroni and cheese.
I was not
pretty
vegan,
much anything with cheese in it.
I'm gonna struggle here. No, it's not. So have you missed painting the inside of the frame? Oh, like the inside?
I might have just caught it. I might have just caught it.
Okay.
There's this lip here, and it was showing.
We're gonna do a couple of posts.
I think I just rotated around. But thank you. I do need you guys to help me stay on top of things.
Will we be getting Santas in the November subscription paper? I don't know.
It's hard to say. But I have been about a month ahead. If you guys have been keeping track and following the subscriptions, the season, like October is more of like a fall, November-y type theme. And September had like pumpkins and stuff in it so that you guys can have those by Halloween, or so really like these 3 months, like September, October, November, even.
We will be. Oh, sorry.
Those are kind of like fall themes, and then the November and the December ones will probably shift to more of like a winter holiday theme. I can't guarantee it because I don't know what I'm feeling yet, because I haven't designed those papers that far out. But it's looking good for you.
We are going to be in England the middle of October, so to the end.
If you can't tell out the window, I don't know what you can actually see, but it's rainy and cool, like 55 degrees outside right now. And so it's almost heat gun season.
Yeah. Heat gun.
The gone are the days of like UV 10 and 11 indexes where we could set something outside and it would be dry before we turned and came back in the door.
Kaylin is sitting at her desk listening to the rain. It is lovely.
It rained last night on us up on the mountain, and
it's been
lulled me right to sleep.
It woke me up. I'm actually really tired. Jack's been like screaming and yelling in his sleep. I'm like,
we didn't even know, and he's been like down on the other end of the camper 2 nights in a row. He's like woken up screaming, and we're like, Jack, are you okay? He's like, yeah, I don't even remember. It's fine.
Well, the night before he did remember. He said he felt like he was under a blanket and couldn't see. And then last night he didn't even remember waking up. But he woke us up. Campers are great, but they're very small living quarters.
Well, every time someone moves or rolls or gets up and goes to the bathroom, like the whole camper moves. I have it stabilized and leveled, but it still sways.
It's still a camper. So we're on 2 nights in the camper in a row. So it'd be nice to get a night here tonight. And then we'll be back in the camper Wednesday night, probably. If you need to pause your paper subscription, I don't know if you can pause it or if you have to cancel it and re-sign up.
Caitlin would know.
Yeah, Caitlin would know.
She actually, like, thanks to Caitlin, you guys have subscription papers that we can do because I design them and print them, but Caitlin's the one that makes sure they get to you.
Everything going on.
She found the app that would allow us to do it the way we wanted to do it.
And the gals at the shop shipping them.
Yep, and the people at the shop are shipping. There's 3 of them there right now shipping.
Caitlin dropped a link where you can edit your subscription. Thanks, Caitlin. Deborah said, I bought the lighthouse piece. Please don't paint it. So the frame is already painted.
Not painting the lighthouse. The frame, this is the frame.
Right there. It's already done. But the lighthouse is staying in. And all this is just going to be matching that ribbon that is on the
I think
lighthouse.
I am going to do a white dry brush on it.
Campers are better than a tent. Campers are the only...
100%. We got a heater, a flushing toilet, like...
I can sleep in a... We do have a shower that we don't hardly ever use.
I do wish that this camper held more water and had a bigger black tank and a bigger... It has 2 gray tanks, but it only has a 30-gallon fresh water tank. And that goes, when you got 6 people in a camper, like I'm basically like rationing bathroom breaks.
We're dry docking, right? It's not like we're hooked up in a camper place.
Yeah, we're not at like a campground. We're out in the middle of the woods off the highway.
I would tent camp or like suburban camp, just like be in the back of the Suburban with Zeb. But we have very city folk children that are not great at roughing it. And I can't deal with whiny kids. So a camper is great. They whine less. And it's kind of fun because even if it's cold or the weather's bad, like at night, we stay up late. We watch their favorite DVDs, and we've been playing this card game called Sky Joe. And we either bring dinner in like I did last night because I was down the mountain, or we cook something up there. And that first night we had hamburgers. The next morning I had pre-made a bunch of breakfast burritos. And so we had breakfast burritos. Those were really popular. It will be fun.
Do we have a white out? Do you have white linen out?
What? I have plaster right here.
I want to go like a bright white.
Oh, white linen?
Yeah,
white linen. Yeah, it's in there. I'm going to second coat this bunny and then I can put transfer on it. Thank you, Carolyn. She says, you designed the most beautiful Santas. I bought several of the last ones you released. We love Christmas. I'm excited for the holidays. I was actually trying to figure out, I'm like, when am I going to have time to put a holiday display in the shop before I leave? Because I want to move the fall display. So I'm going to talk to Keziah and see what she thinks would be the easiest thing to do, because I don't want to completely get rid of like fall probably until the end of October. And online you can buy whenever, but in the shop we have limited space.
Okay, I might go a little heavier than that. Whoa, this is getting dried out.
Cheryl says, whiny kids, we are so much alike. My kids are amazing. Like, they're such like good humans, super hard workers, go-getters, good at anything they put their mind to, but they also like things the way they like them, which they get from me. And so they're not great at being uncomfortable.
Jamie can do it if she has to. If it's a choice, she never chooses to be uncomfortable for more than like a little bit.
I'm too logical. I don't know why anybody would really want to be uncomfortable for pleasure. You know what I mean?
I don't do it for pleasure, but I could sit on the side of that mountain in a snowstorm watching for deer.
This is a second.
Which we might get snow. It's cold. We're high. We're at like 500 feet.
This is the second camper we've had. The first camper we had was too small, and so we had to sell it. And then we bought this one secondhand this summer, so we could take the kids to Wyoming because it was cheaper than, well, not really cheaper, but then we'd wind up.
It's basically 2 trips.
Yeah, we would wind up with a camper because staying in Jackson Hole was going to cost us something like $5,000 or $6,000 for the week for an Airbnb. So we decided to buy a camper. And it's gotten a decent amount of use, and it's worth what we paid for it. So
well, and we're also, since your sister has so many people, basically 2 Thanksgivings at her house, we're taking the camper down there so we aren't bombarding her house, and we're staying in there. What I really want to do, and it might be one of those things kind of like hiking Havasupai at the Grand Canyon, which is amazing if you ever get a chance to do it. But now it's so popular, you literally have to book like a year in advance, and you got to be sitting at the computer like refresh when they open reservations up, or you're not going to get in. I'd like to go put the camper out on the beach in San Diego somewhere, Southern California, and just camp on the beach. But those campgrounds are always so full. Like, you can never get in. So I started light, and I'm just going heavier and heavier with this, trying to get the look I want. I don't want it to be... I really want it, not quite a lime wash look, but definitely like washed out on this Pacific. Pacific is the navy color. White linen is the bright white that I'm using. So
I'm going to be using Sarah Featon's Botanicals. I can actually finally start using it again because we have it again. Kate, Deborah's on here. She used to do greeting cards. She said to mix in the fall with the Christmas. I am very... particular about aesthetics, and fall and Christmas do not look good in the same genre. So you have to move fall somewhere else to move Christmas in, or put Christmas somewhere else. So typically what I've done in the past is I've taken the fall and moved it left of the entrance, kind of around the first display. So that way they're not clashing, otherwise, because it just doesn't go well together. I think greeting cards is a little different than big displays.
Well, and sometimes people are buying like Christmas cards to send well in advance so that they can get their list together.
Oh yeah, for sure. All right, let me see if I've got Zeb wants to camp on the beach. I'm fine just renting a beach condo.
This is a hammer now. Don't mind me.
Beach condos are definitely more expensive, but I was actually surprised at how much it was going to cost to put the camper on the beach. Then I was thinking about the effort of getting the camper to California.
Wait, where are you going?
What?
I'm going to try using the scissors to...
Okay, the camper from Utah to California, I think by the time you pay for how much it costs to be on the beach, you might as well just rent a beach condo. Lunchbox lady says, I really like knowing that you empower your staff. Oh, heck yes. So the gals at the shop, I mean, we're at the shop dropping stuff off, picking stuff up, redoing displays. Zeb's got to go fix something that fell off it, but they're the ones that are there 40 hours a week, 40 plus hours a week.
Huge frame fall off the wall. I don't even know what happened. We've had some big thunderstorms, so I wouldn't put it past a big boom on that old building to shake enough and knock something off the wall. I'll be right back.
Some people don't realize it. I think they think that we're in the shop, but we actually are predominantly at home filming or with our kids because we have to run the backside. We actually have a few people that have commented recently. They must not follow us closely because they're like, what do you guys do for full-time work? And I'm like, okay, can you imagine all of this and also working another job? Like, there's just no way we could create this amount of content, have a shop, and then run the brands that we manufacture and design ourselves. Like, just wouldn't happen. I think it's a lot. But definitely the shop gals are invaluable to us, and we want to make sure that we consult them on things. And they also are the ones that are talking to our customers regularly. All right, so botanical, getting this on this bunny here. I'm probably going to put one on each side. I'm not spending a ton of money on this bunny because I don't think I sold it. I think I sold it for like $8. So I don't want to over embellish it and spend more money on transfers than I sold it for, but it's pretty cute. And then whoever gets it, if they want to, they could tie like a ribbon around it if they like that. Some people like things a little bit more simple. What was the card game? Oh, let me see if I can find it. It's called Sky Joe. We played it when we went. We've actually had it for a while, but then we played it when we went to California for Labor Day. Here it is. I'm going to send Caitlin a link and she can drop you a link to it.
It's really fun, easy to learn, and it does actually require some strategy.
But it's not super.
But you can sit and chat, and it's almost like, I would say it's close to bunco as far as like what you got to pay attention to.
There we go. My employees are goats. They get fed in treats. They're the greatest of all time. Oh, or maybe they are goats, like literal goats. She probably didn't mean greatest of all time. I'm like, we give our employees treats too. We have this option on our website for tips, which we don't expect, but we put it on there in COVID. And we use that, and they have treats and drinks, and we do monthly bonuses. If they don't have any misshipped or broken items, they get like 2 mulligans every month. And then if they do well past those 2 mishaps, then they get a bonus. So we try to take good care of them. We do our best. But I realize when you said goats that you're like, oh, actual goats. That's fun. Okay. Let's see. How is Debbie doing with her packing and moving? She's doing pretty good. I have not talked to her recently as much as I normally do because we've been hunting. But she's moving things along. I know she was going to get her subscription boxes out last week. And then this week, I think she was moving to the first bay with the stuff, because I think she's got a little gap before the next subscriptions have to go out. I think she's doing it in phases. It's not far from where her existing shop is, so she'll be able to phase out of her current shop. Unfortunately, when she has to be out, we'd already had a trip to England planned, or else we would be over there helping her.
Yeah, I think she's got it mostly figured out.
Yep.
All right, this is maybe more construction on the clock face than I can do in a live stream video.
What, are you fixing it up?
Yeah, it's just got a little threaded part here that's not wanting to thread.
Really simple, super cute. Bunny's ready to move. I'll clear wax it later. All right, let's get another coat of paint on all of my juniper items. Then we can get some more transfers put on there. Do you have my green brush? Where did that go? Oh, yeah, you pass it over here.
Yeah, I set it way over here.
Are you done with this? You want me to move it out?
Yeah, I'm trying to fix this clock.
Okay.
It's getting the better of me. In about 2 seconds, I'm just going to go get another clock mechanism and throw it on here.
We do have a bunch from back in the day when we did craft kits, because I had to buy 500. And we did indeed not sell 500 craft kits.
We've used a lot of those clocks to repair other clocks. Oh, I think I got it.
Oh, you know, I think I have another mechanism of another clock face that we did something else with that I saved in the drawer over there too. Oh, Gail says, our family loves Settlers of Catan and Ticket to Ride.
My mom.
I don't play Settlers of Catan.
My
That
mom
is way too much.
So Jamie doesn't like it if like the game doesn't get going for a minute.
Or if it takes too long.
She's real into card games.
I'm there for the snacks and the company. I'm not there for deep in thought.
But my mom will play Settlers of Catan, all the different variations.
I have to use strategy and deep thought and concentration on the regular in my job. I don't really want to do it for funsies. So, but I do understand why people like that kind of stuff. I'm just not. I'm like Skippo, Uno. I love dominoes. There's a game we played in California. It's like round and has alphabet, and they give you a topic and you have to pick something on the topic and then put the letter down. Then you go till it beeps at you. That was super fun. Taco, cat, goat, pizza.
I got it.
We're coming into board game season around here. Cynthia says, I'm with you. I'm the same way, Jamie. I want easy and lighthearted, not drawn out. And Fiona's laughing at that. I'm there for the snacks and the company. Categories. Categories is good. Oh, Scrabble. It's a classic that I like. It reminds me of growing up. I was in California. They have an advanced program. It's called GATE. It's Gifted and Talented Education. And in my GATE class, when we had extra time, we'd play Scrabble. Now, you have never lived until you had played Scrabble with people that average IQ is over 160. That's fun. Some people are like me where it's not their like MO. My brain power is used different ways, but we had some real brilliant people that loved spelling and words. And so that was a fun. Every time I play Scrabble, I think about that.
Oh, good. It worked out. The clock is working. I can move on. Someone did this whole thing on their own. Like this is all put together. This is someone's arts and crafts brainchild.
I think you should probably take a little brush and maybe touch up the edge or sand the back.
Yeah, I'm going to sand the back. The back will get sanded. We'll do that off camera. That's not fun to watch.
Linda says Mom and I are mean Scrabble players.
Odelia loves Scrabble since she went to Michigan. There was an elderly gentleman that she and her companion went and played Scrabble with him. She actually changed his tire once because he had a flat tire, and her companion, another sister missionary, changed a tire. She actually FaceTimed me, which she's not necessarily supposed to do unless it's Sunday.
She needed
But
help.
she's like, Dad, where's the spare tire tools at? So I helped her out. We walked her through it. She got it done.
Modern technology is great.
She's lucky I answered. I was driving and pulled over.
My in-laws are serious Scrabble players, and they get testy if you don't play fast enough. Oh, we take our time. Although last night everybody was tired, and I was like, Zeb.
I was taking my sweet time, and I was not going to be rushed. And Jamie was like, every time it was my turn. Like before I gave you a minute. Before I even had a chance to like pick my card up and decide what I was going to do.
I waited. I counted 15 seconds every time after.
Oh, you had a program, huh?
Yeah. And then I'd look at you and look and see if you were looking at your cards. And if you were just watching because we had the TV on, I'm like, if you were just watching the TV or your phone, when I'd be like.
I was doing both and having a conversation with the kids. I wasn't
rude about it. I was just gently reminding you that it was indeed your turn.
I was reminding you that I did not care.
Yeah. So it was like, too bad, I'm going to take my time. That's good, because when you rush me, which happens often, I'm going to remind you. I'll be like, remember that time we played that board game?
That one time.
Zeb is great unless he's in a hurry. And if he's in a hurry and you are not moving at the speed in which he's determined is fast enough, then he will let you know.
Usually I don't get too crazy unless I've played the timeline out in my mind and I'm like, now we're late because we haven't left yet.
But what happens if we're going to something that you're not particularly excited about?
Then we could never even show at all.
Yeah, and he does not. He just takes his time.
But I'm also fine with you going without me. I do not have fear of missing out.
Is there smoke in our backyard? No, our pool heater's on.
So it's cold, but the pool is hot. And so you're seeing steam come off of the top of that pool because it's got a cover that sits on the top. So we got hot water underneath, cold water sitting on top of it from the rain, and it's steaming the rain off.
I don't know. This probably is your recipe box, Nadine. And guess what? I didn't paint an Americana, so we're winning. She needed a break from that. Do I have any ideas for a migraine? So I always do, if I have a migraine. Now, Zeb can't do this because caffeine gives him migraines, but I drink a soda with caffeine in it. And then I take 2 Tylenol and 2 ibuprofen, because you can take both at the same time. Check with your doctor, as always.
Watch out for Caitlin swooping in with the legal
always
advice.
Check with all medical professionals before you do this. But what I do is 2 Tylenol, 2 ibuprofen, and a Dr. Pepper. And it works quite often.
Now I need to find a light transfer to put on this.
It's the same as, I guess, taking Excedrin migraine.
Pretty much.
You are correct. Lori says some people use Botox for migraines. Yes, they use medical grade, like Botox, thousands of units to get rid of migraines. But that's usually like a long-term game plan. If you're in the middle of a migraine, it's probably not going to work as well. Kelly said hospitals do that to bring down a fever. Yes, also that. My sister's an RN, so she tells me things, but I also have been a mama for a long time. And so sometimes when Karen tells me things, I just let her tell me things so that way she tells me them, but I maybe already knew them. I may have missed my calling as some sort of medical person because I do pretty good, and I have a whole pharmacy.
She will go down that rabbit hole, and it goes from curiosity to fascination to obsession real quick.
Yeah, that's the way I do all things. I like to be very well educated on them. And in my pharmacy, in my bathroom, you will find like traditional remedies, but then you're also going to find essential oils and supplements. So just never know what you're going to get. My mom, I get it from my mother. She doesn't have as many supplements as I do for certain things, but my mother is like the first aid queen. So if I'm busy and the kids need something, I'm like, go see your grandma. She'll fix you right up.
She's also willing to try out anything that might be new.
Yeah, my mother, it brings her great joy in life to provide first aid to her grandchildren.
Well, where'd the rest of this transfer go? Oh, this is our old one. Gotcha. I was like, you just broke out a brand new transfer? We don't have them yet. I was very confused for a moment. It's fine.
No, that's my original one that I kind of stopped using because they were sold out. I forgot Deborah is watching. Don't you tell Karen that I sometimes let her tell me things that I already know.
She probably knows that you do that. It's
yeah,
fine.
Karen probably does. Deborah says, Jamie has a heart of a saint as she has 3 older sisters who just want to pass on the wisdom of our age. Although, interesting enough, Deborah can tell you that sometimes my sisters will ask me for advice on certain things. It just kind of depends. I feel like we all have our areas of expertise. And together, we are a pretty dynamic team, the 4 of us.
Do you have a transfer stick? Yes, you do.
Is there any reason to save the papers from IOD scraps and molds? So if it's like the picture papers, some people will cut out like, let me show you. Some people will take what's on this front cover and cut it out and frame them. Like how cute would this right here be in like a brass frame? So if that, or like the backs, if that's what you're talking about. But otherwise, and maybe you could decoupage them, but this is very, very thick. So that's the only thing I can think of. And we've also used the backs of them, like this part, because it's cardboard, when we need backers for picture frames. Peppermint oil applied to the area where you have a migraine. Oh yeah, I forgot peppermint. Make sure though, whenever you're using essential oils, that you always have a carrier oil. So if you ever
You're going to get us in so much trouble.
It's fine. This is common knowledge. If you ever use an essential oil, contact your doctor first. But also don't just put like straight up peppermint. Mix it with like coconut oil or whatever to dilute it a little bit. Otherwise, it can burn. But that is a good tip. Deborah says we all love each other. Don't mess with us. Yeah, we give each other a hard time. But if you mess with one of us, you get all of us. And we feisty. Fiona says, growing up, if the bones weren't showing and the blood wasn't black, my grandma's world view was you're fine.
Fiona, your grandma is like right after my own heart.
That we've also had kids that have had injuries that should have been taken care of sooner than they were. So
but that's not my fault.
I'm somewhere in the middle. Eliza, if she has anything bothering her, she will harass you until it is taken care of. She's probably had the most preventative medical procedures done out of any children. Hey, girl, it's a very important skill to get what you need done. Girl, she's home, so I'm just sorry.
Redrick also, but he waits too long to tell you. And Harrington would rather die than do anything medical.
Yeah. He almost did a few times.
All right, this is peeling my paint up.
What?
This is peeling my paint up off of this old handle. Might have had some grease or something on it.
Oh, don't push so hard.
Yeah, I'm trying to
push softer because if you push hard, that's when that happens.
Yep.
The backing paper from the actual transfers is great for burnishing the transfer. All right, see you later, Caitlin. I think she's got an appointment for her son. I will try to monitor comments. I'm not as good as Caitlin, so.
Plus, you're busy crafting.
Plus, I'm busy crafting. That is true. I don't think I'm going to do like Christmas on here.
We got to get to those Lazy Susans because that's what I titled the video.
Oh.
Painting
Okay, well,
Lazy Susans and other
I
thrifted
second
stuff.
coated that. That one behind me needs another coat. So maybe I'll let this cool off. I'll put another coat on the top of this one and then we can get to it.
I got to get another coat on my gold mirror too.
I will circle back to that in a second. And then I've got a pot I need to put another coat on, but that's not a big deal. When are we going to England?
2 weeks.
2 weeks. We'll be there the middle of October, pretty much till the end. We're coming home in time for Halloween, although we have a varsity football game probably on Halloween. So that's going to make my life
Depends on
interesting.
how the playoffs shake out. They're 3-3 now. We dropped homecoming by 1 point.
So we've
point.
lost
The team we lost to was
by only
undefeated.
7 total points.
The team we lost to was undefeated, but like we're right there in the running with like the top schools in the state. Like the first game we lost by 2 points. The second game we lost by 4 points. The third game we lost by 1 point. I think they got things figured out with the quarterback position because the guy they put in at the end of this 1 point loss scored all the points in the third and fourth quarter. So we should be good. I think we can do it.
Kaylin says she doesn't mind when I talk about stuff, but she just has to give the legal notice. Hey, listen, Kaylin's just watching out for our best interest because people are crazy. I don't like to talk about the crazies because we have way more good people than crazy people, but we have had some crazy people in a decade of doing business. And I feel like Zeb and I, we're pretty straight shooters. People may not understand what we're trying to explain to them when things don't go how we want them to go, but we're pretty straight shooters. But occasionally we deal with interesting things. That's all I'm going to say about that. 99.9%
I think what's hard for people is that we actually like very upfront and bluntly tell them the truth of what's going on. And they wanted like something else.
I don't know.
I don't know what they wanted.
Or they don't understand like how websites work, how things get put on them, shipping times, things like that. Or they don't understand like when you're like, well, it's been sent, but we don't have control over the shipping time. Or there's also a lot of moving parts. Like we do not ship our stuff. 99.9% of the time, the things that get shipped out are not shipped by us. So the gals at the shop do the best they can. If we've missed, like accidentally put something incorrectly on the website and we have multiples of it, it can get shipped. It gets shipped in the order that the order came in, if that makes sense. And then things will go to people that maybe we were going to send to somebody else. Anyways, we do our best. But there are a lot of moving parts to the business. And thank goodness for Caitlin because she keeps us sane.
Okay. I think I got
How
it.
about papers that come with stamps? I don't know which papers you're talking about, like the backer. You want to keep the plastic part because that's what you use to like arrange it on, but the insert, you don't really have to keep it unless you need it for something.
I think I'm going to do a little distress on this and then we'll seal it up.
Any suggestions on, hold on, any suggestions to seal gold foil transfer on mirrors so they can be cleaned? No, if you seal it, your mirror will get
Cloudy.
So when you clean your mirror, just use a dry rag. If you have to clean it with cleaner, just clean it around the foil transfer and not over the top. Or take a rag that's like microfiber and mostly dry and put a little bit of cleaner over there and lightly go over it and you should probably be okay.
Can you see that okay? I don't know what the camera's picking up. I'm going to seal it up now.
Kelly says that's why I think New Yorkers get a bad rap. We just tell it like it is. I am a very straightforward person. It's part of my like personality and my ADHD. And I do try sometimes to approach things like think how somebody else might perceive it, but you know, you do your best. Everybody's different. Jennifer says, what did you guys do before this? Jennifer Russ from Facebook. What did we do before this, Seb?
I worked at Discount Tire since I was 16 years old. Well, 17 years old. Up until for 15 years. So however long that is, 33. Is that when I quit? And then we've been doing this since then, 10 years now. I
ran a in-home daycare and I did mortgages. And then I also painted furniture and sold at consignment stores. I've also been in the food industry, but up until
that was when you were a teenager.
Yeah, up and like what we did before Zeb quit his job is I did in-home daycare, and then I was doing mortgages on the computer from home, and then I was also painting furniture. So Jamie Ray Vintage started before Zeb came on, which was 10 years ago. Jamie Ray Vintage started about 2.5 years before, maybe 3 years before Zeb came on. And Zeb did help before he came on full time, but it was mostly me and a little bit of Zeb. He came in the evenings and weekends. All right, I'm going to use the Winter Botanist on this recipe book. It is a Christmas winter transfer, but I think it works good for like year round too, because it's very botanical.
I decided to seal the metal too. It's got like this red on it, and I think it's going to look really good shined up with this. This is gloss top coat and final finishes. You can also get that at Jamie Ray Vintage.
So I'm going to use, this has butterflies in it and it says joy. And I think everybody needs to be reminded to have a little joy in their life. So I'm going to cut this straight across here so it can sit down on the bottom of the card. You can put a recipe card on here, so it might be covered up part of the time, but it might not always have a recipe on it.
Okay, we're going to set this aside so it can dry. That gloss, it'll be pretty similar to that. It is wet right now, but it's a pretty shiny gloss.
Pamela says, I took inspiration from Zeb and painted a big old rusty shovel and everyone loves it.
That's awesome.
But not your price. That's all right. The right person will come around.
This needs one more coat. It's going to be a quick coat. Quick coat of gold. And then we will, I think I'll just dark wax it, not dark oil, dark wax.
We, somebody just, what was it? So it was like, I can't imagine keep up with yourselves, your business, and everything else that you do. When we came off the mountain, I got a bag delivered, and it was like a suctioned bag, like all the air out of it. And it was like pink and black fabric. And Zeb was like, what did you order? And I ordered it while we were up hunting. And it's actually football socks, because I'm the team mom for Jack's football team. And we are doing breast cancer awareness football socks for the month of October. And so that's what came in, but he had no idea. He's like, what in the world is that?
It just looked like a bunch of like clippings of like leftover remnants of fabric.
It looked really funky, but I did get them all.
And it was vacuum sealed so tight. Like I'm like, I could not tell what it was.
Let's do something cute on here. It was fine. And the next thing I have to get ordered is I've got to order all the sweatshirts for the team party. That's my next job as team mom. And then I'm the assistant team mom for Redrick's team, but he has a really good head team mom. And so I very seldom have to do anything other than just support the team mom on that team. But she needs help because Redrick's team has 50 players on it because he's in the 9th grade and they only have one 9th grade team. And so there's a lot of things to be done.
Yeah, in Jack's grade, there are 3 teams?
Yes, yeah, Jack's grade, there's 3 teams and there's 20 boys. But Redrick's grade has always had the most boys on like the league period. They've had the most boys. A lot of boys in there.
Oddly enough, they don't even play. Jack never plays unless they get to the playoffs together or whatever. The same boys from the league, because they play all the cities down to like Payson, which is about 35-40 minutes south of here. And they all just do the schedule and play all the way down. Like we have, so it's done through our high school program. They gets its players from this youth program and help run it. They do like summer camps for the youth with the high school players. And so there's another high school up the hill, Sky Ridge, which has been around about 5 years? Yeah. 6 years? 6 years now. Anyway,
since 2017.
They have their own league in the same city that we play them in our league.
No, more than that, Zeb. It was 2017.
Was it 2017?
Yeah, because that's the year we won. We beat them in the championship, and that was the first year they were a school. So they've been around since 2017.
But anyway, so
actually,
it's a lot of kids in this youth football program. And I think they have 3 or 4 teams in Skyridge area.
Yeah, they do. All right, I'm gonna just add some, I think this is a moth and a butterfly. Maybe they're both moths, but they kind of go with this. They're from the Winter Botanist. Just to kind of add a little detail up here on the top. And then I'm gonna paint the bottom, let that dry. And then off camera, I'll use a little bit of clear wax to seal up these transfers. Lori says this is a super cute box. Thank you. I think so too, and I think Nadine is going to love it.
It's a prime example of, you see like a little box or something that's maybe not very impressive on its own, but then you add some paint, add some transfers. Now it's going to be someone's home decor that they might even pass down to someone. Who knows?
So funny. Somebody commented on Monday. They're like, you guys buy a lot of really ugly stuff. I was like, you are not wrong. We make it over. We make it better.
Did you tell them that?
Yeah, I did. I said, make sure you're watching all of our videos, especially our lives, and you can, and maybe you'll still think it's ugly. I mean, not everybody likes what I do. Oh, good. Nadine just found her migraine prescription. That'll probably work better than my little trick. All right, Nadine, I'm painting the bottom of your box. It's just getting a single coat.
Back before I figured out that caffeine was giving me migraines, I would have like probably like 5 or 6 a month. They just roll into each other, because I was literally like, man, I gotta drink more soda, take more Excedrin migraine with caffeine in it, you know, because that's what everybody's saying. Even the doctors told me, they're like, oh, well, caffeine will help open the blood vessels and help you out. I stopped drinking soda just on a whim because I wanted to be more healthy, and I was gaining tons of weight because I was drinking a lot of soda. I wasn't drinking diet soda. I was drinking like full strength sugar soda. Might as well have just been drinking sugar water. But anyway, it's been probably 13 years now since I've had a soda. And as soon as I stopped drinking the soda and stopped that, like the migraines pretty much all but went away. I get like 1 a year.
Zeb is using Golden Ticket.
So if you can figure out what's doing it for you, sometimes that'll help.
Well,
I had no
Nadine,
idea, because I was just going off of doctor recommendation. They're like, try this.
Nadine has been receiving treatment for cancer, if I remember correctly. So
Yeah.
she's probably got a lot of things contributing to migraines.
Yeah, she's going through some stuff, that's for sure.
Yeah. Cheryl says, you see so much potential in anything ugly. It is actually hard sometimes to leave stuff at the thrift store when I know I've reached the max that I can actually help. Like, you just want to save everything, and then you realize, okay, you can't save everything.
There are some things where we'll get like halfway through the project, we're like, we just got to scrap this. This is going to take us like 2 days to do.
We got to redonate
and we can't do it.
I forgot I had this over here.
We don't have time anymore to take 2 days on a project. That old adage of time is money, since this is what we do for work, it does look like it might just be for fun, but it's not.
I mean, it is fun. We do enjoy what we do.
Yeah.
Just going to go back to dry in the window, and hopefully I don't forget about it. Because this is like the one day. I guess we could paint some stuff tomorrow. I haven't even thought about Waste Not Wednesday, so I'm going to.
I have a little bit, so we're all right.
Okay, good. I know it can't be anything super involved because we got to go thrifting before Waste Not Wednesday, because we have limited time this week, unless we luck out and shoot a buck tonight.
Oh, you know what I forgot?
What?
I didn't get that beaded garland with the little medallions on the bottom.
Can you go grab that real quick?
Yeah.
I will start on the Lazy Susans. We also had this beaded thing with 2 letters on it that said BE, and I'm just going to paint over the letters and put little transfers on them. So Zeb's going to grab that.
Let me go hunt that down real quick.
Where have we each grown up? California and Arizona for me.
A little bit for me as well.
California and Arizona for Zeb as well. He was born in New Mexico, but he lived in California and Arizona. I spent the majority of my childhood until high school in California. I was born in Yuma, and then I went kindergarten through 8th grade in California, in Other Hot Springs, which is kind of by Palm Springs, and then a small town called Calexico, which is kind of between Yuma and San Diego. at an angle right next to the border. And then Zeb spent some time in San Bernardino and then in central northern Arizona, which is where we met, because I went to high school in Prescott Valley and he went to high school in Chino Valley. We met our senior year and the rest is history. We've lived in Utah most of our married life, but we are not from here originally. All right, so Lisa says she's also doing a paint-a-palooza right now, so she's painting a bunch of stuff. If we want good camping spots, cap at Carlsbad State Beach and San Alejo State Beach. All right, good to know. What name do you need to remember, Nadine? Are you thinking the color? The color we used on your recipe box is juniper.
So we may have taken that without it getting painted.
Oh,
we might
okay.
have to pick it up and bring it back.
I don't think they've shipped it.
No, they're pretty good about checking if something needs painted or not.
Hold on. I've gotten like 50 texts about team sweatshirts. I really need to make sure I get that finished and ordered. We have time because we're not going to do the team party until November, but being that we're going to be out of town a lot in October, I want to get them to the printer this week. We may have dropped off a beaded garland thing with 2 little circles on the bottom. We need to paint that. So if you find that, will you set that aside for us? Oh, Nadine, trazodone. Don't you? Yeah, I think Nadine is taking trazodone right now too. She can't remember the name of it. You're probably on a much higher dose. That's what you were wondering. Yep. So is trazodone giving you migraines, Nadine? That's no bueno. I don't think that would be worth it for sure. Hey, Renee. I told everybody that you were coming up to see, well, you're coming up for conference, but I get to see you this weekend. Vicky says, I found a set of 6 or 8 little white houses with slots on the top. Thinking of IOD and Christmas added on old Christmas card, postcard, or vintage photo. Oh, that would be super cute. Trying to get this dry without bubbling my paint.
That's the trick there. Don't hold it in the same spot. You'll be all right.
Well, there's only one spot left. It needs to be dried. I'll just do this.
You still gotta, yeah, use the Lazy Susan the way it was intended. You ever wonder like how stuff comes about, like
who came up with the Lazy Susan?
Yeah, like, well, just like, why is it called Lazy Susan? Was Susan
because
really that
Susan
lazy?
was lazy and she told her husband to get her in the garage and make her a circle that moves on another circle. And hence the name Lazy Susan. It's kind of like Listen Linda. Lazy Susan, Listen Linda. I don't make the rules, just how it is. All right. I want to use brocante on the big one, but I might use a smaller transfer on this one. Let's see what we got. No, not those. There's some good ones in Winter Botanist that I like that are not overly Christmas. I mean, these aren't really, other than Noel and Joy, they're not Christmas really at all.
So I'm using the 1 1/4 JRV stencil brush to wax this. It's working pretty good. It's got enough bristles that I can really force it down without having to like run the ferrule down in and scratch my piece. Because there's sometimes I'm like, oh, I need a smaller brush, but then it still doesn't fit down into the small cracks, and you need more bristles to do that.
I am going to cut off these butterflies so I can place them.
You gonna use them later?
Yeah. Kind of around to spread out the design. This is in German. I think De Wonderen Gods in der Menschheit Schöpfungen Vedil. I'm sure I said that exactly the way it's supposed to be.
I don't think you did.
This is what I'm putting on there.
I don't think you did it.
Are you doubting my
Your German? Yes,
my language
100%.
skills? I'm not prolific at German, that is true. I'm not even really prolific at English, and that's my first language.
My brother speaks it pretty well. He went on a Dutch-speaking mission and then
We lived
was
in
in Germany for 4 years.
No.
Yeah, because
the twins were 1 and they're now 4. 3
yeah,
years.
but he did a year before that. Pretty much
just
in
a few
Germany.
months, but okay. You might be right.
All right. No longer broken, not 100%, but I'm much happier with that repair than like a broken piece. And it's a busy enough design, unless you're like staring at it, you'd never really notice on the wall if you didn't know I did it right now.
You know what I want to get before we go back up the mountain? Like a big milkshake or something.
Yeah. I was like, the freezer is cold, but we don't have any ice cream in it. Eliza and I were...
Oh, you were jonesing for ice cream too?
We were cleaning up the camper in between, and I was like, there's a whole bag of ice in here and no ice cream or anything tasty.
Normally I buy a bunch of like Ben & Jerry's or actually Haagen-Dazs and put it in because they're smaller.
You know what else we didn't have? No hot chocolate.
Well, I really only like Cadbury's and we're out of that.
We definitely are going to have to stock up while we're gone. I bought my mom some for Christmas. It was like $50 for a jar like this. It came from Amazon, but they shipped it from the UK first, and then Amazon fulfilled it. But I also ruined my mother too, because she was scolding me when we were down there in April. She's like, I can't have any other kind of hot chocolate anymore. Thanks.
All right. This transfer that I'm putting on here, guys, I am not pushing very hard at all. And I'm kind of using the backer and peeling it up at the same time because I just painted this. And if you push super hard, you're going to peel up the non-cured paint and it will stick to the transfer and the paint will stick to it and nothing will be sticking to your piece.
Yeah, I almost had that problem on my little
So I am not
handle.
pushing. It may look like I'm pushing hard, but I'm really not. I'm lightly, very delicately putting this. And if you ever have paint where it's just not sticking, sometimes you need to seal the paint first, let it dry overnight, and then you can peel it up. But I'm pretty good at getting it to do what I want, but I've also probably done, I don't know, 200 transfers. That's probably not even exaggerating.
Oh, it's probably under. You're probably low on that estimation.
Maybe 300.
Well, every time they come out with a new transfer, we use like 5 or 6 of them.
Well, I'm talking about like individual applications of a transfer, not even the whole transfer.
Yeah, I would wager it's more than 200.
Okay. Your mirror looks very good.
Thank you.
We'll have to let that dry before we take it to the shop, just in case when the clay dries completely, it cracks a little, so we could touch it up.
Well, I'm having to touch it up here. I brushed it too hard with the wax.
Yeah, just let it really cure up, give it a few days. They don't need to ship it out right away anyways. We actually have on our website, if it's a hand painted item, it can take up to 3 weeks for delivery, like for shipping, because it gives us time to get things done. We actually have a schedule down with how often we paint things that we pretty much can get whatever sold in 1 week painted the next week, unless we're out of town. So people are always really patient with us. Like when we go to England, we'll pre-record thrift hauls, so we'll have things listed that will not get painted for at least 2 weeks. And people are really good about that. Gypsy says maybe 2,000 transfers.
Probably right. All right, I had to repaint that a little bit. We do not want it to be bright, shiny gold because that will make it stand out. Now I'm going to carefully dab.
We have about 20 minutes if we end at 2:30, which is when we kind of planned on ending.
All right.
So I think we should be able to get everything.
Do you need me to do a lazy Susan, or you got those? I think I'm going to do some stamping. Did you get a second coat on that rolling pin?
Yeah, I just need to be dried.
Okay. So I paid 75 cents for this. It was $1.50, and then it was broken. They're like, oh, 75 cents.
We're getting there on this. Can you guys see it? This is the winter botanist. I'm going to do more of these butterflies and moths on here. These are the ones that I cut off the same sheet, but I'm spreading them out differently than the original arrangement.
And this is dry too. I told you it was still going to look almost wet. But it's not. Are we painting the handles? What color do you want the handles on this? Oh, it's not quite dry. Let me heat on it. You got a vision for the handles on this?
Well, I don't know what you're doing in the middle. It's still dry, or it's still drying.
Yeah, I'm getting it.
Are you going to stamp it or are you going to use a transfer?
Ooh.
I have.
If you got a transfer, pick one out if you want one.
I don't think anybody wants bugs or fish.
Not on their.
Eggs would be cute though.
Eggs could be really cute, yeah.
So you have to cut that to fit. I would just start at the top and then go as far down as you can.
Yeah, some of those eggs I don't want.
Yeah, but the top part is a good option.
Some of those eggs look like bug eggs.
I don't know. This one is done, except for sealing, which I will do in a little bit. And I'm going to lightly distress the edges and then seal it up with a glossy sealer. This is done. We are getting projects finished, and we will show everything up close before we finish all the way. This one I'm going to have to get creative with because it's huge. But I think I can do the botanical or the brocante transfer. Yes, so all of the green is juniper and all of the cream is plaster in the cottage color line. And then Zeb used golden ticket. And I think he also used Pacific and white linen on that navy and white frame that he did earlier.
Correct.
All right, I'm going to drop, since Caitlin is no longer on here, I'm going to quickly drop a link to the website for paint and products so you guys know where to get them. I think most of you guys do, but... Lunchbox Lady says she loves our stencil brushes. Thank you.
We spent a lot of time getting those here. I thought it would be like, oh, we just pick them out and then they magically make them. It took months.
I wanted to find a place that would assemble them here in the US. We found a company that has, they have a warehouse overseas, but then they also have a warehouse here in the US. So they're finished here. And the ferrules and the bristles, I think, are started in, it's not China, it's not Vietnam, it's somewhere else.
I thought it was Taiwan.
Huh?
I thought it was Taiwan.
It's not Taiwan. I cannot remember. I don't know why I'm struggling, but.
Well, they get finished in New York.
Yeah. Gypsy Ruth says, I just got your grain sack stencil. It's really nice. Awesome. Were you the one that messaged me and asked if it was 3 separate grain sacks? I think you were. HSMC says, you seem to find a lot of Lazy Susans. I'd love a couple, but can't even find them in the shops in the UK. Maybe, let alone secondhand. Maybe they're not as popular in the UK. Maybe it's a very American idea, this Lazy Susan. What is the brand of the hot chocolate like? It's Cadbury's. And they do sell some Cadbury stuff here in the States, but we like the Cadbury's from England. It does taste different. If Caitlin was on here, she could tell you so because we always bring her back a bunch of just the chocolate from Costco. We go to Costco when we're in London. We're almost there as far as dry paint goes on this. Hey, Denise, we're glad that you are here with us. She said, I got lucky and found you. Hi, friends. If you guys want to make sure you never miss a video, go to JamieRayVintage.com and sign up for our text messaging. Caitlin, generally, 99% of the time, will send out a text message before we go live or an edited video when it goes out. So I'm thinking Americana on the handles will look best with those eggs.
Okay.
Almost dry. Oh, Denise likes the Cadbury eggs with the cream in the center. I like the caramel centered Cadbury eggs. I don't like the cream. Oh, jam. Okay, this is still.
I like the cream quite a bit. I like really, really sweet stuff.
I'm a little less. I like things less sweet. I'm not saying I don't like sugar, because I do like sugar. Try not to mess up my manicure. I got paint all over it, but luckily I have gel polish on, so the paint will come off. I don't have time to get manicures very often, so I got to like stretch them out. I recently started painting my fingernails again, and it's like my favorite
Garden
thing.
season's over.
Yeah, garden season's over, so I can actually paint my fingernails. Oh, HSMC says that she pressed a button and we disappeared and she found us again. That happens to me if I'm watching a video, then I'll press off somewhere on my phone and then that video will go away. All right, Denise says the egg rolling pin sold. Yes, it did. So this was from this last week. Everything except for the garden claw thing that he did was sold before we went live, but it's possible that the garden claw thing has sold since. Let's see. Okay, it looks like I haven't seen it sell, so we're probably okay there. So the garden utensil is available. And we are starting to sell through the transfers that Caitlin just restocked. But we have Katharina, Wild Blowman, Seraphine, St. Germain. Oh, that's a good one. And Lost Garden. And then if we sell through them all, which I'm sure we will by the end of the day, we'll get more on Friday, as long as IOD doesn't sell out. But they shouldn't. Like, that's why they limited what we could buy. Do we sell the zinnia seeds we planted? We need to find out what licensing we would need to do that, because we could, because they are.
I honestly
organic.
just need to make a phone call.
Yeah. All right, I'm just waiting for this to cool down. While I'm doing that, why don't I see what transfers I'm going to put on this?
I'm a little hesitant. I like to sometimes like wait a year or two just using seeds, because sometimes you use seeds and they're supposed to be heirloom or whatever, and then you grow them and it's not as good a plant the second year around. So I like to really make sure before we go start doing stuff like that.
Well, you probably have to like germinate a certain percentage of them to make sure. That's what I was looking for. So this is from the Brocant transfer. I don't know why I was having a hard time remembering that. Okay. I'm going to have to find the center of this first, and then I'm going to need that.
The edges were giving me a fit, so now they got to go.
All right, well, I'll need those scissors when you're done.
Because I didn't want them going all the way up over. There you go.
So, oops.
We are getting it, though. It's coming right along.
9.5. And yes, I know I could use a smaller yardstick, but I don't have one handy.
Or a tape measure.
Oh, that's actually the center. Like,
you had it?
I had it. Okay. There we go. The zinnias, I believe, are going to be pretty prolific because some of them fell early in the season, and then they came like the heads fell, they seeded, and then they came up. So they did that in one season. So I'm sure they're fine. But okay, a little more research. This one is always difficult for me because the clock itself is got more shading on this side than this side. So it always looks as if it's not centered when it is. But that is the middle. So I'm going with it. Are you using my transfer stick?
I am. It's my transfer stick.
The birds are going on the bottom. And these words are going on the top. It's going to be very cute. Almost done with it though?
Oh, no. I'll just go get another stick. I'm going to be a hot minute.
Denise says, smart to use the scissor point with no pencil handy. Well, I would have used a pencil if I would needed to erase it later, but I knew I was going to cover it up. So I figured it'd be all right to just scratch the paint off in the middle.
If you guys have been watching for very long, you know we're just over here winging it. Like whatever's here, handy and fast, that's what we're going to use.
I mean, we've been doing it enough that I don't know if it's completely winging it. Like we have some tricks up our sleeve that are like breathing air. You know what I mean? I could transfer and paint half asleep, which is good because I am half asleep right now. I am tired. I was so happy this weekend. I got to sleep in all weekend because
it was rainy. I'm like, the deer will still be out. So we just slept.
We were still up at 6 a.m.
You don't even want to know what time I'd like to be out there.
No, I don't. I'm being 152% honest. It is fun to go hunting. I love to be in nature, but it probably wouldn't happen if I wasn't married to Zeb. But I do like to spend time with him. And if I didn't go, I would totally be like, I wonder what Zeb's doing right now. Is he having fun? Is he? And then whenever I don't go on an adventure with him, he always like the craziest things happen. So I have fear of missing out. So I go along. And then I sometimes surprise myself at the good time that I have.
You wouldn't have seen the moose.
That's right. Although I have seen a moose before. I think I was more excited the last time I saw a moose.
You were closer to the car and you could get in last time.
When I saw
this time, I'm like,
today,
all right, if it comes down the trail at us, you got to use, I'm like, you see this big tree here? Put yourself between it and him. And then you got to get really good at ringing around the rosy.
Would my muzzleloader not be any good?
Oh, but you can't shoot them out of season.
If they're going to kill you, I'm going to shoot it.
Yeah, if it was coming to that, but they get bored quick.
If I think it's coming near me or any of my kids, I will take the licks, as it were. I honestly wouldn't. Moose are so majestic, and we don't have that many of them. They're not like deer, so
we don't have a lot in Utah.
I'm not putting in for a tag for moose, anyways. It would only just be in self-defense.
No, I don't have any desire to shoot the moose.
We're not like Canada where there's a ton of them. I've seen moose twice in my entire life. You don't really want to run from a moose. You want to just act like you're not very exciting. And the moose are not in the rut right now, so they're kind of chill. The rut is mating season. If you don't know what that is, then you're going to have to ask your mom about the birds, the bees, and the moose. Oh, it says Gypsy Ruth says you'll do the jail time. If a moose was coming after you and
it's
was
usually just
you,
a fine unless it was like intentional and you were trying to hide it.
Yeah, they're not.
If it's in self-defense, they'll probably just find you.
You self-report. Now, if you didn't self-report, right? Like if you just killed the moose and left or poached the moose,
I would call the game warden myself and be like, I'm right here. This is where we're at. This is what happened. That doesn't mean it's going to go good for you every time. You're not supposed to kill them out of season.
Yeah.
But it's kind of like a bear attack. No one's going to fault you for shooting a bear if they're like trying to maul you. All right, we're burnishing. Just using this waxy side of this contact paper that it was on.
Yeah, moose will chase people. It's always crazy to me. So Harrington lives by Yosemite, right?
No.
And the national park.
Yellowstone.
Yellowstone. Sorry, not Yosemite. Yellowstone. And people are, I don't even want to say it, but not super intelligent. Let's just put it that way. Especially people that are not from here or understand these giant animals. They're like city slickers. And they're like, let me get close and give them a snack. And you see these videos of moose charging people. I'm like, they are a wild animal. There is a reason that when you go to the zoo, the wild animals are behind glass or an enclosure or whatever. It's because they are indeed wild.
I saw a video before it got taken down of a guy that got ran through by an elk. He was trying to get really close and take a selfie with it, and the elk straight stabbed him through with an antler.
Ooh. Don't be telling me. It's not that kind of channel. People don't want to hear about that. But yes, please treat wild animals as such. Elk are majestic and beautiful, but they also are ginormous. Zeb and I were elk hunting a few years ago. We didn't get anything, but we were elk hunting, and there was a herd of probably 40 elk that came running through the mountain, and it sounded like thunder, like I've never heard in my entire life. It was just amazing. But we were archery hunting, so even though we could see them, they were not close enough. Okay.
I'm out of, oh, nope, I got a brush right here. I don't want to use that big brush. Let me go see if I got another little brush.
And in the moose stories, the clock has now been added. Let's add some birds. No, don't get selfies with buffaloes either. Let's give you all the advice of staying away from wild animals. And bobcats are not just wild kitties.
No, bobcats are crazy. I've now pretty much used up all the brushes, little and big. Usually there's a lot of wobble in the bearings. This one is very tight. The handle is not moving side to side at all. You can't even hear it.
What happens to the animals when you've killed them? We eat them. So we are not trophy hunters, but we would eat them. And I act like we go hunting all the time, and this is what we live off of. Zeb has actually we've not harvested any animals in our married life. It's something that he did growing up with their family, and they ate everything that they hunted. And it took me a while to get on board. Plus, hunting is a lot of time, and don't let anybody fool you, it ain't cheap. So it's just something Zeb wanted to do, but we didn't have the time or the money to do it in our younger married years. And so now that we have a little bit more control, I wouldn't say we have more time, but we have more flexibility in our schedule, we're able to do it. We don't have the flexibility of people that use their 2 weeks of vacation for it, because we have to constantly go up and down off the mountain for kid stuff and for work.
Well, you guys haven't missed any videos, have you?
Yeah, nope. We got work to do, but we can do a little bit. And the area that we got drawn for, because out west you can't just hunt whenever you want to. You got to have a tag for it. It's close to home, so it's worked out.
Yeah, my dad in Alabama, he's like, from this time of year to this time of year, I can just shoot this many deer.
But he hasn't, but he can.
I think he is this year. He's been busy raising cows and pigs.
Yeah, he's been raising animals. If you eat meat, to be honest, it's probably one of the most humane ways, because they live out their life in nature as opposed to in a stall somewhere. So, okay. Got the birds on here. I'm going to go straight up from this. D.T. Johnson says, I visited Yellowstone last week. The people we saw pulled over to the side of the road have binoculars or cameras with gigantic lenses. Oh, yeah. If you have binoculars or cameras, then you're able to do a lot of things.
So our son lives there, and he says, like, if there's a buffalo in the road, the tour bus will just like stop and people will pile out like right there by them. I feel like people are starting to be more aware. There's been a lot of videos of people being attacked by animals, or just like animals trying to get in cars and things to get at food and snacks and treats, bears and such. And so there's a lot of more awareness now in the last few years than there used to be. So hopefully people are getting better about it. I got
I'm almost
lucky.
done with this.
That paint did not fly everywhere.
I had a thing of Americana get out on the floor in front of my big hutch the other day. Luckily, we have wood floors, so I can sand it off. I washed most of it.
This is the tiniest little brush I'm using to do this.
I thought you processed chickens, but that's not hunting. We have eaten animals that we have grown. We've harvested them. It's not like a regular. We're not homesteaders over here.
We just do it when they get too old to really lay eggs, and we have new hens coming in.
Yeah. When they stop them laying them completely.
Like our chickens live like pretty long, full lives.
We have chickens right now that we're going to be getting rid of. We probably should get rid of them before we go to.
No, they're not laying yet.
Okay, so when we get back from England, but
we have new chicks that we got this
them
spring.
Away because they're still laying.
Yeah, we got new chicks because Jamie wanted smaller birds that are the little
silky bantams.
Silky bantams are pretty much flightless. They'll get up and hop around a little bit, but the ones we have fly over my 9-foot fence I have out there because chickens can fly when they want to. But she wanted some birds that wouldn't get over the fence, and the bantams, they might go under it if it's got a hole somewhere, but they're not going to challenge that tall fence.
We like to know.
They're about to start laying, so once they start laying, we'll get rid of the older birds and give them. We have someone that'll take them.
Yeah, we have somebody that wants to.
Because they're still laying. They're. I think this spring will be 4 years.
We would never let them go to waste for any reason, whether people eat them or take them while they're still laying. We just like to know how to do things. I feel like there's a lot of lost arts, and people don't know how to do anything. And so we want to be able to do things in case we need to. It's not like that's how we live our life. Let's be honest. I get my groceries delivered from Sam's Club, and we order DoorDash on a fairly regular basis. It's not a secret, but we do know how to do things, and we teach our children so our children can teach their children. And we have a family of capable people. Harrington is in Jackson Hole, and he is doing food preserving and preparing for winter because that's what he grew up learning how to do.
We thrifted him a canner.
Right.
And that's what he wanted for his birthday. So we're like, here you go, son. He was actually really, really excited about it.
He was. I'm still using brocante. We've got some moths on here and a bee. So I think I'm going to use these to kind of fill in the side and extend my design here. The color of the eggs handles is making it pop. I agree.
Yep.
Americana is actually named after the chicken Americana. Their eggs are that color. So that's where that came from.
Let me see if we have kind of a good example, but this one's dirty. It's been raining. Not quite as bright. Sometimes they're brighter.
Oh yeah, we have I think there's another one.
They come in varying shades of blue and green, and they can be brown too.
We haven't been collecting eggs because we've been busy hunting. So most of our eggs have been collected by our neighbors that have been caring for our birds.
Yeah. You watch my birds, you get the eggs.
We give them eggs all the time.
Yeah. He watches the birds all the time.
He does.
Sometimes I don't even ask him and he's like, I already fed the birds today. I'm like, oh, okay, thanks.
My neck. I've spent too much time doing this.
In the Ranger?
I don't know. Just in life. My life as of late. All right. So we're going to put that here.
Just a light distress on these handles. And then I'm going to seal everything up.
Yeah, once we turn the camera off, we'll clean up the whole area. I'm going to get out my gloss final finishes sealer, and everything with a transfer will be sealed with that. I just like to clean up before I start doing that. So that way it's a nice clean area.
Well, I already have a brush out, a little one.
Well, I would use a bigger brush because I'm going to need a bigger brush.
This is one I already have dirty.
Oh, okay. That's fine.
I already did my little rake or whatever you want to call it.
Oh, yeah.
I don't have anything to decant this into, so
we're decanting.
And that's too small to fit down.
Well, somebody asked what to do with the sheets from the. You can use them to paint stuff on.
So I don't actually need to paint or seal the paint. It has a built-in sealer on all of this that we've used, but we're sealing the transfer in.
So it can be wipeable. It's not food safe. You can't go make a pie with this. It's just for cutesies.
Well, and a lot of times this is probably going to live in a kitchen, so it probably will need wiped down a little bit, but the transfers can't handle that if you don't seal them.
Here is my Lazy Susan. Originally belonged to somebody with the last name of Cloward, C-L-O-W-A-R-D. And then I'm just going to take the sandpaper, lightly go over the edge to distress it. If you don't like distressing, don't do that part. I'm going to clean up and then grab the other things that we painted.
I'm not going to heat gun the transfer. I just need to get this dry enough so that I can go lean it up in the windowsill over there.
If you need transfers, we have a whole tab labeled transfers, and it'll show you what's available at jamierayvintage.com. You can also just search IOD, and all the IOD products come up. Oh, also, I do need to glue this back in, but this is so much better than that weird green color that it was before. I think I'm going to lightly distress it.
It just
to bring
didn't
a little
go
green
with
out.
that rose topiary arrangement.
So good. A very simple makeover on that topiary. Just needed it. So I got almost finished with 5 projects in a couple of hours.
I still have to wash this mirror on the inside where I got wax and just a touch of paint on there, but I'm going to wait for this to finish drying up and curing a little bit more before I clean that mirror up.
Oh, I thought I had another big, I got both Lazy Susan. Okay, never mind. Was there something else that we did?
The rolling pin and the clock is over there.
Oh, okay. You're going to grab them?
I just showed them the rolling pin. They're going to have, it's got to dry.
Well, I'm going to hold it.
Oh, okay.
I'll do good. I'm going to give them a close-up.
Here, can you hold it like this?
Oh, you sealed the handles.
Yeah, I wanted it to all be glossy. They should be kind of dry. I heat gunned them a little bit. All right, let's go flying a little bit. Let's see. Okay.
Now imagine everything that's a transfer being kind of glossy because we're going to seal them up. Well, actually, I'm going to clear wax the recipe box.
Well, that bunny turned out good.
Yeah, and I did both sides.
Fun.
Today. So it's cute on both sides. All right, guys, jamierayvintage.com for the paint products and for this gardening. What's this called? The cultivator.
Sure.
That's what it is. Cultivator. And if you like this video, be sure to give us a thumbs up and subscribe to Jamie Ray Vintage for more
DIY
and thrifting. Let's see if I can end the stream left.
Hold it.
Well, I don't know where the... Oh, there we go. Bye, you guys.